Well, the new year means new opportunities for new innovations. And if you're looking for the latest products to make your life easier, we've got you covered. Jessica Willis and Rachel Maurer are standing by with a look at what's trending at this year's show from Consumer Resource Best Reviews.
Each year, the Consumer Electronics Show, or CES, kicks off innovation with a look at some of the top trending products that consumers will want in their lives.
Joining us today with a look at this year's CES is Senior Director of Content Operations from BestReviews.com, Jacob Palmer. Hi, Jacob. This is a fun one.
Well, yeah, thanks for having me, of course. You know, it's always a long week at CES because there's just so much to cover. It's really exciting because you can see how much of an impact and like how excited people are going to be to have these things in their home eventually.
Yes. Incredible. For anyone who's never been, which I've never actually been there, give me an overall view of what it's like to show up there and kind of what you're seeing and taking in.
It covers things from auto to obviously consumer electronics. You can get things for your home. You can get things for your kitchen. You can get things that are so techy and so up in the air about like what are they actually selling you that it's kind of hard to figure out. Like that is how deep they get. Everybody is presenting. It takes over the entire strip. It really is amazing though because you get to see so much of what these incredible groups of engineers and innovators and different creators are putting together for us.
So let's start with some of the biggest and coolest things you've seen. Let's start with Radio Shack.
So this is funny, right? Because I think everybody remembers, at least everybody of a certain age remembers having Radio Shack. So I was a bit shocked when I saw them have some prime real estate and I was like, hey guys, like what are we doing here this year? And they have basically rebranded. So now one group out of Central America owns all of their IP and branding, and they've now repackaged all of it and they're rebranding themselves as a seller of consumer products. So they're selling a lot of like audio equipment. So if you want a new Bluetooth speaker, they're getting back to their bread and butter. And if you need a wire to be able to make your computer connect to something, because I want to see how do they stack up against some of the bigger names. Going to be able to try to get out there and get a little bit of that brand equity back in the mix.
So cool. I love a company making a comeback. Yes, I love that. Well, when you think of technology, I think that you can think about all the things inside your house and all the rooms inside your house. But what about when it comes to the outdoors?
Yeah, so this is super interesting too, because I think as a response to the rising costs of groceries, people are very interested in being able to grow their own produce. It gets so expensive. The company that I really caught my eye at CES, they're called Garden with a Y. They have this just extremely cool technology that you can set that up in your own house. And their biggest unit is only going to take around 4 to 6 square feet. So it's not this huge investment in space, but what it does is it grows up a ton of different crops, plants, whatever you want, and then you can be able to make sure that you're actually getting them to grow properly, because in the light structure that goes up and down there, they have these cameras in there that can track how you're growing, and then that will feed back because of the machine learning it has from the AI behind it. It'll go back in your app and say, hey, we've noticed some pests. We've noticed that there's some issues in terms of it. You need to space it out. It's time to cut the plants. So,
wow. Wonderful. Amazing. Well, let's quickly talk about the Robo-Rock robot. What is this?
Their Saros model. That's their most recent one. It is so cool because as you see on your screen here, it looks like any robot vacuum, but then you got to wait for the reveal, and that is the arm coming out of it and picking up things that would be an obstacle for it, which is always the biggest problem that robot vacuums have, is that because it has cameras in the front to detect where it's going, to map out your rooms, it's powered by AI like so many other things, but it was also taught in its AI to avoid small pets.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Foolproof. We love it. Thank you so much, Jacob.
Thank you. These are incredible. I can't imagine just all the technology that you saw there.
Cool.
So thanks for bringing us back kind of the best things that we need to keep on our radar. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. For more on these products and others, you can head to BestReviews.com, or you can scan the QR code that you see popping up right there on your screen.